Is it just me or the screen is stuck? Oh,
I,
here.
I was thinking, I don't hear somebody speaking and I don't hear.
I didn't hear anything. That's why I was going like this. I was confusing people. Like there's music going, but there isn't.
I
Okay.
think Rob is still having some technical issues. Um, okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Ann. Hey, Dan. Linda.
Hi,
Hello.
nice to see you all.
You too.
Great to see you.
Well, I think Rob is having some issues with his
Yeah.
camera.
You want me to pick up for him, Roberta?
If you want, or I can. It's fine. You're dying to do it again.
he keeps setting me up. Here we go.
Sure, you want to? Yeah, please. That'd be great.
Just until he comes back. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. We're here with another session of the Open Diner. And our topic today is acts of kindness. So giving and kindness have long-lasting benefits, not only for ourselves, but for others and our common life together on this planet. And we'll talk about that today. So just a reminder that this is a cameras on event. So if you could kindly turn on your cameras, Dan, thank you. That would be great. We find that it helps us connect to each other and it gives you an opportunity to fully benefit from this event, since some activities that we do require being able to see each other. Roberta?
Okay. Thank you. So right now, we'll give a brief introduction to the topic, and then we'll proceed to our first interactive activity. While we're talking about acts of kindness, I want us to picture the kind of world that we want to live in. Let's picture this. Maybe this is a world where you offer to return a stranger's shopping cart, or you buy lemonade from a child's lemonade stand, or maybe one day you have a surprise flower delivery, or you witness a stranger handing out water to people working outside on a hot day. Like in New York, it was 100 today. Perhaps this world is filled with loving, kind thoughts, words of appreciation, sighs of relief, empowerment, support, and collaboration. We all want change. However, few are ready to admit that we need change. And one practical way in which we can begin to change for the better is by consciously thinking about and practicing kindness.
Of course, kindness is good for others who benefit from our kindness. But did you know that kindness can actually benefit us as well? When it comes to happiness, the heart matters more than the mind, meaning things like empathy and compassion lead to more long-term happiness. Money actually has less value in being happy than we might think. After a certain point, when basic needs are met, money really fails to bring us much more happiness. Humans are social animals, and being around others is what causes happiness for many of us. That's why we see that countries that have less money but more connection, the level of happiness is generally higher.
It's true. I never really thought about that till I read that today. That is true if you think about it. You know, research shows that random acts of kindness can dramatically improve your happiness. They can measurably increase oxytocin. Okay, let's try this again. They can measurably increase oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, which are neurotransmitters in the brain that makes us feel satisfied, connected, and good overall. They also reduce the stress hormone cortisol. Performing acts of kindness have a profound impact on our mood and overall happiness. People who practice kindness live longer and healthier lives.
And random acts of kindness mean intentionally giving to others in some way. So saying to yourself that I'm a nice person and I do lots of things for others naturally, that's not enough. What we're talking about is intentionally doing extra acts of kindness. And that's what we'll be talking about today.
All right. Interesting. So a couple announcements, reminders. We're trying to create a supportive environment here. We connect above all our differences. We stay on topic, no criticism. We avoid politics. A reminder to mute your microphone when you're not speaking to minimize background noise. And if you could turn on your cameras, it'll allow you to fully benefit from this event. Please remember to keep your answers brief so that everybody gets a chance to speak. And again, if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, hello, everybody. Please participate, answer the questions in the comments, and we'll be together during this event. So I'm going to hand it back over to Nina for an icebreaker.
Well, we have Rob here. Rob, do you want to pick up?
I'm so sorry, guys. I don't
you
know
have
what
to stop doing that to me, really. It's too much every single week.
2 weeks in a row. I don't know what happened there. My Zoom just crashed completely. So apologies about that, folks. So anyway, we'll go to an icebreaker. So please tell us about the best gift you ever received or gave, and how did it make you feel? What about this gift made it so special and meaningful? And we'll do popcorn style, which means when you're ready, just open your microphone and away you go.
It came to me instantly. I had a death experience, and kind of Gandhi went through the room, and the next day, a man laid hands on me. Roberta and I talked about Gary too. Gary knew this man too, and him just putting his hands on me, everything changed. I mean, he kind of hit me here in the third eye, and boy, everything in me opened up. It was amazing. So it was, I call it the gift of life, because that was when I was 18, and before then I thought I was alive, but I wasn't.
Wow, Susie. It's actually kind of a funny story. I'll try to tell it quickly. I at that point in my life, I didn't have a car, living in working in New York City, I didn't need one. So I was taking public transportation, and I took a bus somewhere. And it was some it was some special occasion, and I was wearing all white, a white shirt and a long white skirt. And I never checked the weather. I'm notorious for that. So just as soon as I got on the bus, it starts pouring out, just like raining cats and dogs. You can't see anything. I don't have an umbrella. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to come to this festive event. I'm going to be a complete mess. My mascara is going to leak all over my face. How am I going to do this? And I get there, I get off, at the bus stop, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I'll be very quick. I put my hand over my eye so that my mascara doesn't leak all over my face. And I'm walking very quickly toward where I need to go. I have about 2 blocks to go. And then I realize I'm not wet at all. Like, there's literally no rain on me. How is this possible? And I look up and I see a big umbrella. This guy got off the bus behind me, and he was holding an umbrella, and I'm so preoccupied by not getting wet and being a mess. I didn't even notice this person walking right beside me holding an umbrella over my head. And he walked me to my destination, and I was so shocked. It was like an angel. Like, I don't know where he came from. And I looked at him like in this bewilderment to thank him, and he just disappeared. Just turned around and left. Didn't even want to hear a thank you. That was incredible.
Wow, I don't have anything to beat that. But act of kindness I can remember that had a great impact was when on my job we had a breakfast program, and we would feed the homeless. And you hear all these sad stories. They're always trying to get money out of you. But one day, this one guy came up to me and he said, "I'm not trying to con you. I really have an opportunity to go to a job interview. I don't have a bus fare. I need some money to get to wherever he was going to go. And normally I wouldn't do it, but I gave him some money to do this. I said, well, if he's not being truthful, what am I out of? But some time passed, someone tapped me on my shoulder when I was walking, and I turned around and looked at him and said, you don't remember me, do you? I said, no, I don't. Who are you? He said, I'm the guy that you gave. Remember you gave me? He gave me the amount that I gave him. I told you I had a job interview. You may have thought I was trying to con you, but I really did go to that job interview and I got the job. And I have changed my life. You changed my life by allowing me to have this money to go to this job interview. And I'm not on the streets anymore. So I just want to thank you for what you have done. So that goes to show how you never know how far an act of kindness can reach and how far it would go to the next person to help them.
Hi, everybody. I'll follow if that's okay. Willie, that was an amazing story. Absolutely amazing. Mine is nowhere near as amazing as that, but it's close. I was driving a car that was at its last legs, and the battery had died again. At least I thought that's what it was. And they charged it, and they said, drive around a lot, drive around a lot. So it was late in the afternoon. I didn't realize it was close to rush hour, but I just hopped in the car, didn't bring my phone, and started driving. Well, I thought I'd be on the expressway and it would be great, but it was backed up, parking lot. The minute my car started going down to idle, it died right smack in the middle of the road. And I didn't know what I was going to do. Before I even had a chance to think about it, and I forgot my phone too. So before I had a chance to think about it, two guys pulled over and hopped out and pushed my car off the road. And before I could even thank them, some other guy stopped and said, well, here, we'll get you a tow. And I'm like, or maybe it was one of them. I can't remember. Anyway, he said, well, we'll call a tow truck for you. And I'm like, I can't afford a tow truck. I have absolutely no money. So he's like, well, get my friend. And he called his friend and I never saw the bill. Apparently the guy paid the bill to tow my car. And then another guy who was in this bunch, followed me over. The tow truck guy gave me a ride to where my car was going, which was like a few miles down the road. And then this other guy followed me over and watched while I called my friends on a payphone to make sure that nothing happened to me while I was there. Now, I was like so amazed by this, and I mean, I was just flabbergasted. It was the nicest thing anyone had ever done practically. And I always wanted to thank them. And I never did. I should post it on one of those nice sites, thank you sites or something, but it was amazing.
You remind me, Nancy, it was similar thing. It was so long time ago, but thank you for reminding me because it was amazing. I used to live in Arlington near Washington, D.C. And my first car was very old Dodge Colt, with a stick shift. And this car had, I don't know, how many thousands of miles in it, but it doesn't matter. I was driving, I don't remember where and why. I was not an excellent driver, and it started snowing and the roads became so slippery and there were just snow piling, and I was very close to my house, but all of a sudden I probably hit some ice and my car turned around and I got stuck in this little snow, and I was I didn't have even time to get scared, and it was late at night and nobody was around, thank God. And then all of a sudden a car drove nearby, stopped, and two guys got out, turned my car around and watched me when I start, driving. And I couldn't even say anything because my windows got stuck. I couldn't even open my windows. And it was not, I couldn't barely see them through this window. I just waved to them. They sat in their car and drove away, and I got home. It was a miracle, pure miracle.
What about Karen? You got anything for us, Karen? No, that's okay.
No, I want to hear this because all I've been seeing is people not doing anything nice to each other for too long. And I thought maybe this would cheer me up a bit.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Stay with us. Yeah, my response is a little bit more down to earth. Obviously, over my life, and I'm very, very old. I've had many gifts and given many gifts, and I've both been grateful for the gifts I've been given and the ones I've been able to give. But the ones that have have meant most to me and made me feel special, as well as the gift being special, is the ones that have been made by my children, my grandchildren, with their own hands. I got an example here. My little gong, which was made by my granddaughter, my step-granddaughter, actually. There you are. And she actually has learning difficulties. And that gift, all the expensive and practical gifts that I've had over the years have been and gone. This is with me and I treasure it. It really touches my heart. So that's my favorite kind of gift.
I could tell stories. Beautiful, Rob. Beautiful stories from everybody. I have to say, my dad has really told me stuff, and I couldn't believe. He's older. He's about 89, and he fell. He was putting out the garbage. This was last year. He fell. He lives by himself, and he was laying there, and people stopped, saw him, picked him up, brought him inside, wanted to see if he needed the hospital or anything like that. He was actually okay. So now he's telling me different things. Oh, a lot of people helped me. I said, you never told me this. What are they doing for you? And who are these people? He says, you wouldn't believe. He said he had corner property, kind of big. Every year, whatever it snows, not every year, whenever it snows, there's a younger guy, there's a lot of old people on his block, plows the whole, not the street, the sidewalk, the snow blower, does it all for no cost, nothing. Does all the old people, shovels out their cars. And I said, did you ever tip the guy or say anything to him? He goes, well, I didn't know which guy it was, but we found out who it was later. But I said, that's so nice. He was doing it for 5 years. But these little acts like that, it's so nice, and it helps people. But there's people out there that are looking for nothing and just really want to help people. And like I said, and a lot of people help the elderly. I see that my dad says people hold the door from, they carry his groceries to his car. I'm shocked how people are really trying to help. There are some good examples out there.
Why do I get the feeling that Anna's got a wonderful story for us?
You know, I don't have, thank you. I don't seem to have just one that sticks out, although, well, let's see. My mom gave me a lot of gifts, and I think all of those mean a lot. She didn't make them by hand like yours was, but they were always heartfelt. So I guess things from her and my dad, or as far as an act of kindness, I guess close to 2 years now, I had to have an MRI, and I'm terribly claustrophobic. And this, the technician that was there was so kind. So as I went in that tube thing, it was very nerve-wracking for me, but she didn't have there were two of them there, and the one that was running the machine, and then she didn't have a patient in that time slot. And I had been there before and I couldn't finish the procedure till I got medication. But anyway, this tech stayed with me because didn't have a patient, and just like put her hand on my foot, which was my leg, and my feet were kind of sticking out of the tube thing. And every once in a while she'd ask me, how I was doing and stuff. That got me through it. I don't think even with the medication, I don't think I could have gotten through it without her help. So that's the story I have. But all of your stories are great. Welcome back, Susie. We missed you last week.
We absolutely did. Thank you for that, Anne. That was awesome.
I missed you guys too, man. And I heard other people were having these severe headaches, and then it's supposed to be they let CERN go, and so there's all these crazy vibrations in. So I said, well, okay, well, give me immunity, but I'm so happy to be back. I love you guys. I miss you. You're my pick me up.
Right.
Well, we missed you. Thank you.
We've already gone over time, but if Rono and Dan have got something very quick for us.
Okay, real quick. A hug goes a long way.
I have an example. It was not done to me, but I was witnessing something that gave me an inspiration. I was 7 years old, something like that, a very young kid in the doctor's office in the waiting room with my mom, I think. And I saw there was another kid there who started throwing up, and his mom put her hand like that in front of him, under his mouth, and cut the whole thing. And then, naturally, very simply led him to the bathroom. But for me, it was, first of all, as a kid, like looking like, it was like, ooh. But at the same time, looking how naturally that the mom was able to do this, opened my eyes to, it's like seeing someone fly in front of you, certainly. Like there are things that people are able to do, even though, it's a natural love of mother for a child, but still people. And I was a small kid that really marked me, and I never forgot it. Those are examples that I think nature and life give us in order to, guide us to, what we should be aiming for.
Thank you, Rono. Such great answers. I could listen all night. But alas, we must move on. So can you take us to the video, please, Rono?
Yesterday, I heard the story of these two brothers who anticipated long before the public was paying attention that there was going to be a very high demand for hand sanitizers. So they rented a U-Haul and drove all around their state, visiting all of the small mom and pop stores, and cleared the shelves. And they put up a store on Amazon and began selling at approximately 60 times what they actually paid for the product. Within a short period of time, Amazon saw what they were doing and closed their store. And now these young men have a garage full of hand sanitizer and no place to sell it. These two young men learned in a very public and a very painful way what we're all being called to learn right now, that we're no longer able to continue being in the world caring only for ourselves and our own people without any regard to what is left for others or people who follow us. In the wisdom of Kabbalah, we understand that nature is now pushing us to change, to be more in tune with all of the rest of nature. Because, mankind is the only life form that really operates as if we're not bound by nature's laws. In nature, we find time and time again that all of life supports and contributes to the greater whole. We see it quite easily in the function of our body, in the way in which when one system weakens, other systems gear up and begin to compensate in order to maintain the good and the well-being and the health of the entire system. Man's been operating outside of nature, and now we're called to attune ourselves back to it. And we're called to do this quite consciously. And it begins, as it has with these young men, in a very series of painful events in which they see and cannot deny their selfishness, their disregard for the whole, and how it just doesn't work for anybody anymore. In this series of videos, we're going to talk about nature's laws, and talk about how we begin this movement from caring only for what is good for me and my family and my community and those who are like me, to beginning to care about the good of everyone, whether we like them or not, whether we agree with them or not. But we care for them as part of the whole. And not only is it possible, it offers an opportunity for fulfillment beyond anything that we could ever achieve on our own.
Indeed. We thought this was a very nice reminder. You know, nature operates according to very strict laws, which are based on giving. We can look at the human body as an example. Every organ, every cell in the body works in order to benefit the whole body. Another example is a hive of honeybees. It consists of up to 60,000 bees. Each bee has a specific job, but it contributes to the overall success of the hive. An ecosystem is a community of living and non-living things that work together, and everything gives to the rest. Soil provides nutrients for the plants. The atmosphere provides oxygen and carbon dioxide for the plants and animals. Every species has a niche in its ecosystem that helps keep the system healthy. Everything in the natural world is connected. Without these interactions based on giving, there would be no life at all. Humans are part of nature, and we're living in very difficult times. It has never been more important to be kind to one another. All our problems can be solved through connection and reciprocity, working together for the collective good. We'll now move to our round discussion, and let's go over our etiquette rules first.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. Beautiful words and such truth in them. So if you're not familiar with our etiquette rules, we do it every week. We're here to build a space of support, love, care, and warmth. And so our rules are everybody is equal and very important. So we go around this table, this make-believe table, all these faces here will be our table, and speak briefly on the topic. We listen attentively. A lot of times, if you listen to the person before you speak, a lot of times what I know when I'm going to say in the past, I used to say, what am I going to say? I didn't listen to what anybody else was saying around me. Just, I want to be right, you know? But when you listen to somebody, the person before you, start getting an idea and you say, and you add to that. So there's no right or wrong answers here. We listen attentively, like I said, and the truth will be found in the center of our connection. So let's go to our workshop questions. And if you're not familiar with them, we're going to put the list in the chat, and I'm going to read the question and we'll also put it in the chat. The first question we're going to discuss tonight, and if you could turn on your cameras, I think everybody has one. They do, I think. If you don't, please do. We're living in a very turbulent times, like Rob said. By practicing acts of kindness, how can we make life better for all of us? We are living in very turbulent times. By practicing acts of kindness, how can we make life better for all of us? So we go to the chat. Who is first? Willie.
Yes.
Please.
I was just thinking about that. Some time ago, I saw a movie saying pay it forward. I don't remember how long ago that movie came out, but for a period of time, people were doing that. They were practicing that. You would hear people say they would do something for someone offered to pay them. They said, no, just pay it forward. Do something for someone else. I don't know what happened to that movement, but you think about it, that's what we need to be able to do. Do acts of kindness for one another, not expecting anything, but then you be responsible for paying it forward to the next person. That would really change our world. We had enough people doing that.
I remember that movie. I'm sure everybody here also. That was probably like 15 years ago. Maybe I'll watch it this weekend. That was a good movie. Linda?
Well, if we would just help people, you know, sometimes people need help. You'll see people maybe an old person carrying bags of groceries and you see she's having a problem, go over, help her. Grab one of the bags from her, both of the bags from her. Or just as simply holding the door open for someone. If everybody did these small acts, the world would be a better place.
For sure. Thank you, Linda. Anne?
Well, I agree with what Linda just said and with what Willie said. I think it's hard. The little things in life come up a lot more than the big things. Chances to be like do something very heroic don't come up that often, but in our daily life, just small things, paying a compliment, smiling at somebody, doing a small favor, just being friendly to somebody. It's just all little things, but I think it makes the world a lot better when we do that.
It's so true. We don't know what little things about other people. That could be huge things. I'm not going to comment on what everybody says, but you made me think little things could be somebody's big things, you never know. Nina.
Yeah, little things go a long way. I was just thinking about there's this man that lives in my building. He's very old. I think he lives by himself. And often when I come outside, he's there like sitting on the sidewalk on his little walker thing. And I always, I like this old man, and I'm always like, hi, how you doing? And I smile at him, and he always has this huge smile. And I was just thinking, like, he probably doesn't have a lot going on, and he's sitting there feeling lonely. If only more people said hello to him and smiled at him. And I was also thinking, like, a long time ago, we volunteered at some nursing home, and these people, we were doing some kind of discussion there, and someone said the time, an elderly person, obviously, and the question was, what is the best time of your day? Well, your favorite time of the day or something like that. And he said, the time when my daughter calls me. It was so sweet. So everyone has a capacity, like through these little things, just by being friendly and genuinely warm and loving, you can change anyone's day or life, even like Willie did. With the homeless guy.
Yeah. Thank you, Nina. Susie?
Yeah. The first question about the gifts to me, and then I'm listening to Willie and Nina. A lot of our stories started out by we gave to somebody, and as they loved us for giving, we got a lot. We got a lot from it, And I kept thinking, I went first for the last question, but I kept thinking of just the gifts people have given me. I do live by random acts of kindness. I have for my whole life. Well, since I was 18, when that guy laid hands on me. And so it's a part of my life. But, then when things come back, you go, wow, paying it forward really does work. And I heard of this. I don't do this because I don't eat at takeout places, but somebody told me that there's a paying it forward. They'll drive up and they'll say, I want to pay for the guy next to me too, or the guy in front of me too. And I said, that's so cool. And so people are getting free meals. Anyway, I love random acts of kindness. I think it's the way we need to live.
Definitely. Thank you, Susie. Rana?
Yeah, I think that she was saying it also in the video, that nature is giving us examples of the fact that no creature lives for itself. It contributes to others, There is when you look outside and you go to the forest, you won't find a fence around a tree with a no trespassing sign around it. It gives away its fruit. It feeds the animal. The animals come and get the fruit and just spread the seeds everywhere. And new trees grow from that. Bees go from flower to flower. everything gives to someone else, to something else. And, the fact that they do makes life better for everyone. It's like, look at Susie's picture. She's a ray of sunshine, open diner. See, she's giving. Next.
It's the hat. Love the hat. Okay.
I've been making hats. I made, look at, I've been having fun. It's been raining and raining and raining, which is cooler. So I'm making hats every day, every week. I'll wear a different one for you guys.
Oh, it's like an umbrella and a hat built in one. Very creative. No, it's a beautiful hat. Nancy.
I'd like to say a couple things. One is, and I meant to say this last week, but I didn't get to because I talked too much. I learned this in sociology class in college years ago, but I'm telling you, it is so true. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It's not just equal to the sum, but it's greater than the sum. You can have all the parts you want for a car, but if it's not all put together, it doesn't mean anything. And I was just going to say, too, there's a book out there called Hind's Feet on High Places. Now, it is an allegory. Oh, I think Willie knows the book. It's an allegory about the journey to God. But in that book, whether that part is interesting or not, it talks a lot about how nature gives of itself to us without expecting anything in return. And I remember that part because that really, really struck me. I never ever thought about nature that way before, but it's very interesting and it could teach us stuff. The other thing I want to say about just being how we can make it a better world, I want to say empathy and also self-values. I cannot go through my day and walk away from someone who needs something. It's just not who I am. And I would not respect myself for doing it. I don't mean, I spend my whole day running around. But if I saw somebody fall, I'm not going to walk by them. Okay. If somebody was short 20 cents and they couldn't buy the food they need, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I would never do that. If I heard of somebody in my neighborhood or somebody, as a matter of fact, we have a group. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. It's called, what is it called anyway? Next Door. And it's all over America. I don't know. And we have a neighborhood group on there that we offer to help anybody who needs it, and like older people or, whatever it might be. I want to say that. And then I also want to say there's empathy because we've all been in that place before, right? I mean, like the story about the lonely man who somebody said, I'm so sorry, I can't remember who says what, but who said hello and got the big smile off of his face. We've all been in that place where we wish someone would do that for us. So how can we not do that for others, right? And if you remember the empathy that you felt that way once, it may help more when it comes to seeing other people and wanting to return that to them, or as everyone says, pay it forward.
Beautiful. You were saying Next Door. Mm-hmm. We actually are on the Open Diners on there. It's called, I think, Deep Discussions, right? That is a very. It's
on there?
Yeah. It's funny. And it's like everybody interacts and tries to help each other there, and it's free.
It's called, deep Conversations.
Deep Conversations. Okay. Open Diner. Neat.
What's that called again? The part in there, the group in there?
Deep Conversations.
Deep Conversation. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing all that. We have time for one more, then we'll go to the next question and we'll continue the order. I have Elisa.
Well, very impressive sharings, and I will just continue. I don't know if I'm continuing, Nancy, what she was said is amazing, that the sum of, parts is greater than each of them, and that is pretty profound what the collective can achieve than individuals by themselves, And what I wanted to say is continue. Someone was saying about I'm an apartment building and people moving in and out, but there is one lady and she's a young lady, and this is amazing what she does for this building. She cares for everyone. She knows everyone. and she is always ready to help and to, to call you if there is a package for you and you didn't pick it up for a day, or there is someone, she knows, like, basically. And what I want to say is that you learn by example. I tell you truth, I learned from her. Now I'm wondering, I haven't seen this older lady for a long time. I start worried about what's going on, and I know whom to ask about this lady. Everything is okay, and that is how we can basically build this community, not in a building and not even a neighborhood. We can start caring about each other, and that could be like a, like it could spread like a beautiful virus, that we all can carry. It's basically caring for each other.
A beautiful virus. I love it. Thank you, Elisa. Well, before we go to the next question and continue the list we have, we didn't forget anybody. Anything from Facebook or YouTube, Dan?
Yep. Paula says, acts of kindness seem to have a ripple effect and can even be contagious. They can completely change a person's mood and be incentive for others to pay it forward. I think that's right in line with Elisa there.
Beautiful. And what do you think? I know we always skip over you. We go right to Facebook and YouTube. Quickly, briefly.
You asked me anything. We are living in very turbulent times. Yeah. Well, I'll take it different. So there's nothing around me that comes from me. It all comes from someone else. My food, my screen, it's all from somebody else. So if those people aren't happy, okay, or they're really depressed, I have a serious problem, right? And I think everybody has to realize that pretty soon. If I have a problem with a country somewhere, it's going to hit me. It's all interconnected at this point. And I really like that, the nature's laws. That's cool.
True. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, we don't have much time, but let's go to the second question. It's a good question. And I think we've been doing this the whole time, really. So let's brainstorm some ideas. What are some ways that we can practice acts of kindness? Now, I said we were going to do maybe popcorn style, where everybody just gives their answer, but there's a couple of friends here that didn't speak, so I'm going to give the order, and then after everybody goes, maybe we could throw some ideas in. So let's brainstorm some ideas. What are some ways that we can practice acts of kindness? And I have next on the list here, I had Karen.
I'm not sure I should be saying this because I feel like this is the elephant in the room, and this is what is making me so very sad, that I think that the biggest act of kindness that we should be practicing right now is wearing masks, because it's not about our comfort level, it's about protecting other people. And if we are asymptomatic and we can possibly spread a virus, which, I guess some people don't believe exists, but I do, then, the biggest act of kindness is to be a little uncomfortable so you don't get that person who has problems, any health issues or reasons why, we don't know who goes to hospitals. Some perfectly healthy people have been in hospitals for weeks and months, and they're not old, they're not immunocompromised, they're not on strange medications that would cause them to get very sick. It's a very unpredictable disease, and it just makes me cry that people don't want to wear masks for others. And what's worse is they're mean to people who do wear masks. I mean, I wear a mask, and I feel in certain places that I'm treated differently in a bad way because I wear a mask, and it's the people who don't believe in it who treat me that way. And that's I'll try to make it into a positive. We all have to be kind to each other with regard to masks.
It's the intention. And thank you for sharing that, Karen. You spoke from your heart what you felt, and that's what we do here in Open Diner. So thank you for sharing that. And Rob, would you like to continue?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome, Karen. If that's the elephant in the room, then let's open the gates and let all the elephants in. Because that kind of act of kindness is where you're sacrificing something. You couldn't have a better act of kindness. And all I'd like to say is, with regard to this question, is we've all said it. I think it's amazing tonight. We could go on all night. We're already way over time, and we could go on a lot more. Your answers have been absolutely fantastic. Do those little acts of kindness. Pay for someone. I've done it loads of times, and I really enjoy doing it. I pay for the guy behind at the toll on the freeway. I've got into trouble once or twice by not realizing there's a young lady in the car behind, so she's gone past and called me a pervert. But it's all worth it. And I like what Nancy said about joining a club. Join something that's expressing acts of kindness. We all want to be happy. We all love kindness. So it can spread like that beautiful virus.
Beautiful. Well, thank you everybody for that. Now we're going to do something. We're going to do an act of kindness, kind of. It's a new activity. If you haven't done it before, do not knock it till you try it. This is called our open diner traditional chair dance. The way it works is kind of like follow the leader, meaning we have fun to the music that we're going to play, and one person at a time will be displayed on the screen. When you come up on the screen, do a dance move. Be anything with your hands, do something with your arms is great, and everyone's going to copy you. When others are displayed on the screen, you follow their move. When it's your turn, a text box actually comes up on the screen. It's just telling you that you're being spotlighted. Ignore that. Don't read it, otherwise you're going to miss your turn. So let's get loose. We had deep conversations here. Let's have some fun. This is a great way for us to connect and lift our spirits. So let's play some music and let's see how this works.
Teach me how to listen, let your
All right. Good job, everybody. And everybody participated. People that are here new, wonderful job. Excellent. So what do we have here next? Rob.
Okay, now we have an opportunity to practice our first act of kindness. Choose one participant and wish them something great for this week until we meet again. Try to do it from the bottom of your heart.
I would like to really speak to Karen of her act of kindness. I remember what you said about how you needed to hear something because things are people so cruel, not showing much love. Hope you begin to see and recognize there is much love happening and that will happen with you and around you and for you. That's my wish for you.
Thank you
Oh, by
very
the way,
much.
you may be new here now. You got to call to someone else and thank them.
Now I have to call on someone else.
Yes.
I do I have to call on a particular person?
One person. Can't give us all.
I'm trying to remember. Susie, I wish that you have more experiences like the one you had when you were 18. So you have them daily, weekly, and continue to have more experiences that are treasurable and that you could pass on to others.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Karen. So beautiful. I think for my gift, I would like to lend my hat to Rob because I just think it would look so cool. No, I'll do a real one. I would like to thank Roberta because I was going through some extra difficult things in the last couple of weeks and I was brave and I reached out and I got a girlfriend in New York and I'm just so happy about it. She was there for me and, you know, just somebody to go, you're going to make it. It's going to be okay. And she's just, I got a girlfriend and I hear she's got girlfriend. I'm going to come to your pool and have, you know, I'm going to come and play with you guys. Okay, Roberta, it's you.
You're always welcome, Susie. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Yes, you're a good friend. I wanted to thank Nancy. Not thank, what am I thanking? I want to thank you anyway. Thank you, Nancy, for being here. But I want to wish you a great week. You really, when you speak, you do speak from your heart. And your stories are great. You always say you speak too much. I hate when you say that, but we don't have time all the time. But when you do speak, you have such a good heart. And I really wish all the kindness keeps coming to you and all these random acts of kindness, you're going to take notice of it and say, wow, you know, you do appreciate it and you do, how would I say, you do deserve it. So I wish you the best. I wish you the best. And all kind of acts of kindness, you're going to say, what happened? May that come to you all week, forever.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that very much. And thank you for saying that because I get self-conscious when I talk. So I always think I appreciate that. Thank you. I think I'd like to thank Dan because he gets this thankless job of having to monitor Facebook and one other one, right? YouTube or something. And again, it's hard because he has to do all those. So then he doesn't always get to speak. So I just want to say thank you, Dan, for your service just to this group.
Thanks, Nancy. That's very nice. I feel appreciated.
Absolutely.
And thank you. And I hope you have a good week. And by that, I hope that your week, you have good connections with people. Right? Because that's really the difference between good and bad. Bad is disconnection and good is connection. So have lots of good connections.
Well, thank you. That's a wonderful wish, Dan. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let's see. Who should I pick? I like you all, but I don't know who to pick. I'll talk to Rano because you kind of you said so many kind things last week, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the work you do with Open Diner. And your insights are always wonderful. And I wish you a great week full of happiness and connection and kindness. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to pass on the a good wish for Nina. I think about the fact that she devotes herself to, this group, of course, but also, in general, wishing for you the ability to see how you bring good things to all the people around you just by being there, not having to do anything special, just being there and seeing how your interaction with them causes them to feel happy.
You're so sweet, Rona. Thank you. Okay. My great friend, Elisa. I know Elisa really likes sunshine and ocean. We're both from the same place in Ukraine. We grew up on the Black Sea, so we can't stay away from the water. So I'm wishing for you, now that the summer's miraculously coming to an end very soon, for you to have lots of good days on the beach, relaxing and hopefully connecting with beautiful people, and just the sunshine externally and within you, in your heart.
That is so beautiful. It's unbelievable. I'm just thinking that I think we have a Willie, right? I want to Willie pass you to and wish what I want to wish to everyone, just as we have the summer rolling, to the end so quickly, unbelievable. Please make sure go to the, spend more time in nature. Like I spend on the beach a lot, and the joy that nature brings to people. We are become so naturally kind to each other. That somehow brings it out. It's just this joy to be in the nature, enjoy it, somehow it comes naturally to us, and Willie, I truly wish you the best, week, and I hope you will share with us that all joy, and with your personality, I can't imagine that. I think it's so natural for you anyway, but please enjoy nature if the weather where you are allows, so that will bring even more joy in your life, and life of your family.
Thank you so much. Wow. And I like to thank Linda. I love your direct approach. You just hit right to the punch, and then you're out. You through. You said it, there it is, and you're done. I like that direct approach. It's clear what you're saying, and I hope that more people would be able to listen to you more and value the wisdom that comes from you, and not take it for granted, because you have a lot of wisdom.
Thank you, Willie. Tell that to my kids.
I tell them.
Okay, who hasn't?
Rob.
Rob? Okay, Rob. I wish you health, happiness, light, connection, and bestowal, not just for the week, but for the rest of your corporeal life.
Thank you, Linda. That's awesome. And in fact, everyone has been awesome tonight. So much so that we've actually just gone over time now. So we will be going over time a bit. And I'm glad you left me till last, because I truly can wish all of you everything your heart desires, all love, joy, peace, and above all, much more greater connections. So, Roberta.
Yes, we can't leave here without homework. We have actually homework this week, but it's fun homework. Research has shown that random acts of kindness can dramatically improve our happiness. We learned this tonight, right? It means intentionally giving to others in some way. It's not just being a nice person, as I naturally am, as we are, right? Let's say I naturally do 10 nice things for others. This is about doing 5 additional acts each day above and beyond of what it is my nature to do, in my nature to do. If I do 0, then I need to do 5 acts of kindness, okay, to reap these benefits. So until we meet again, your homework is to intentionally perform 5 acts of kindness every day and see how your life changes. Let's try it. Why not? Right? These are good things. So that's our homework. And maybe we'll hear from everybody next week if we have time. And Rob, we have a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Roberta. Rono, could you put the slide up for me, please? So, guys, follow us on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube, click like, subscribe, all the regular stuff. More importantly, share with your friends. On YouTube and Facebook, you can watch all our past events. You can RSVP on upcoming events on Facebook and Meetup.
Yep. And next Thursday, we'll be talking about living with gratitude. You'll find the invite on Meetup and Facebook. Please RSVP. Follow, subscribe, and you'll be notified about our events. We hope to see everybody next Thursday, especially these new faces we saw. A couple here tonight. Bring your friends too. Maybe they would come and they'll definitely benefit from this event. And thank you all for joining us and taking part. And please continue to join us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And spread the word to your friends. This is a good event. Great conversation, everybody. Really enjoyable. Thank you.
Great job.
Have a great week.
Everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye. Big hug.
Take care.
Have a great
Bye,
week.
Susie.
Great week.
Love you
everybody.
guys so much. Kisses. Bye-bye. Next week.